Guys, I've been doing this series of interviews of women just like you who have hopes and dreams, and that's a double entendre because we got Dream of Drea here today, but they have hopes and dreams and aspirations, and they just need help making it to the finish line. And we call that product the Launchpad. And one of the reasons we call it the Launchpad is because I take everything that I've learned in my last 11, going on 12 years of digital marketing and put it in one program. And the biggest thing is that women need help, not just with the systems and the tools, because we're super busy and sometimes so much so that it's difficult to absorb new things. But we also need help understanding our worth, understanding our value, and going out there and charging for what we should be charging. Not a problem for men, definitely a problem for women. So I want to introduce our next guest so that she can talk to us about how she's traversing that and what this program actually means to her. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead, Drea, go ahead and introduce who you are and what you do.
Well, good day, everyone. My name is Drea Lewis. I am the owner of Dream of Drea, which is an arts-centered company that has two main divisions. There's a production arm and there's an educational arm. Under the production arm, I work as a producer, writer, director, and union actor, as well as script services for reading. And under the educational arm, I am serving as a teacher. I am the author of the Mathematics of Acting book, which has been admitted to Johns Hopkins University Theater Press. And I help people who want easier access to the art of acting through mathematical principles. So I have both of those divisions, and I serve people again in the arts.
Very good. And from what I know, that is a very, as it relates to African American, especially women, it's a very sparse industry.
It is. It is. Studies have shown that women are not so prevalent behind the scenes as far as production, as well as Black women. That number is even less. So my hope is to not only show my art through my stories, but to employ artists who want to share their stories as well, who look like me.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I was on a panel discussion for a movie probably about 8 years ago, maybe even longer. The name of the movie was Misrepresentation. And it was a documentary that talked about how women are misrepresented, underrepresented in the film industry. And literally how Hollywood is run by men. And so because of which, that's how we get the skewed view of what it's really like to be a woman. That's why, you see the African-American women in their catty, and you see the Caucasian women in their haughty, but you don't have anybody really behind the scenes telling what it's really like to be a woman, or especially an African-American woman. So that's very important. So how is coaching gonna help you meet those goals? And for those of you interested in joining the Launchpad, make sure you go to bit.ly/ready2022 and get more information on how the Launchpad can help you. But have you been in a coaching program before, Drea?
This is my first time working with a coach. I have bought like some documents on like email templates or whatnot, but I've never, ever been in a coaching program before. So this is my first experience working with a renowned coach such as yourself.
Right, that part.
So far, I mean, I joined officially September 1, and it has been all systems go. You are available every day, several times a day, and you have assignments for me to do. I'm still trying to catch up from day one of assignments. There's always something that I need to be aware of, something I need to be working on. From that first day, you said like, oh, you're in this industry, then you should have this document. No, I don't have that document. So I had to go and create that. And I didn't even tell you that a very prominent school, a college, reached out to me asking me to speak. And I was able to send that document that I just created to them. And they were like, wow, this looks amazing. And just to think that if I wasn't in the program, I would have sent some generic resume. But with this document, I was able to send them that, and they were able to get a very quick overview of all the things that I've done. And not only that, they offered a price for me to speak that is just atrocious. And working with you, you said, nope, your value is much higher than that. You are not going to do these speaking engagements for less than this. So now we're discussing like, what is that amount? It needs to be here, and it's way down there. So far, getting those documents together, even looking into business certifications. Geez, I've been working every day just trying to keep up with all the assignments and the missing parts that I have, the weaknesses I have. I mean, I mentioned that I give away so much. I have given away so much before,
right.
But until meeting you, because you said that, hey, your book is priced too low. I mean, you were just, no, ma'am, this is not going to work. So working with you, I'm starting to see my value. And you're the first person to say you're a multimillionaire in the making without any type of satire.
Yeah, you gotta have somebody see it before you see it, but not only see it, I show it to you guys on paper, which really makes it real. Like, you're doing, you know what I say about women, that if I had to put a meter on each woman's back, meaning you don't have any choice but to charge what you worth, like a cab. If you run this many miles, this is what the ticket's going to be. Most women will be multimillionaires in a matter of years. You've done the work, Drea. The only thing you haven't done is ensured your own financial success along the way. And that's par for the course with women. We're going to get out there, we're going to work, but when it comes to charging what we're worth, we don't. And unfortunately, as a result of that, it keeps us working jobs. It keeps us not being able to secure generational wealth. It keeps us struggling to build legacy. And it's one of those things that, in one of the first books I had you guys read, he said, you know, how much money do you want to make? And the guy told me, he said, well, how much are you willing to spend? And that's what people don't understand, is that they have millions of dollars buried in their intellect, buried in their backyard, buried in their skills. How much are you willing to spend to excavate that? Some people are out there digging with spoons because they're only going to spend $1. Somebody's out there digging with a shovel because they're only going to spend $15. Somebody's got a little jackhammer because they'll spend $100. But you know, if it's me, I'm gonna pull out the full construction crew, dump trucks, and you know, bulldozers, and I'm bringing some extra workers in because I want my money out of the ground sooner or later. And if women could just understand, you cannot do this, but you have a unfair vantage point of how you look at yourself. You're going to always judge yourself more harshly. And so you need somebody to say, nope, mispriced. Nope, undervalued. Nope, you need to charge for that. Nope, stop doing it with your time. Nope. And until you get that, that's the first place to me. Coaching saves you money. And then as it starts to grow, your expectation of your value, I think it becomes this thing that, you know, you get back way more than you ever spend. So what would you tell somebody that says, oh, I want to start a coaching program, but I don't really feel like I can afford it, or I don't know if it's worth it?
I would say to that person, the world's top athletes have coaches.
Multiple.
Why don't you?
Right.
I mean, if you want to work on this level, be one of the world's top persons in your industry, why don't you have a coach? If Serena Williams, if Michael Jordan, they all have coaches. Where do you place yourself?
There's a guy named Tim Grover who wrote a book called Relentless, and he's a coach to Michael Jordan. He coached Kobe, Dwayne Wade. He's their off-season coach. He said, I'm the person to make Jordan run till he throw up. Now, when these people come to me, I tell them, you are here because you want to be great. I don't want to hear any complaining. I don't want to hear no rah, rah, rah. You're here to do the work. And so people have to understand that without that level of accountability, guidance, support, this work becomes difficult.
It is, yes.
It really does. So what are your big goals other than the ones I have for you, Ching?
Big goals. Well, I am in the middle of post-production for a feature-length film, the first one to be released under my production company. So immediately I need to finish the special effects version. I need to get my music, my coloring, my marketing done with that. And my editor says that he is in the last quarter of doing his work. So we're placing all of that together. That film will be released the top of the next year. It's called the Delilah Factor, that focuses on an African-American woman who is haunted by the deaths of her children. And in that pain, she kind of takes an item, ingests it, and goes on a journey paired with a very unlikely spirit to not only help these other feminine spirits find their light, and in the process, she finds a reason to live. So it's a lot happening with that story. We shot it last year in Albany, Georgia. So that's one thing, but the big goal, a very big goal I have, is to have an artist lot. I would love to have a space. They'll have to be on a few acres of land. We'll have some state-of-the-art sound stages. One of those buildings needs to be connected to a theater company. Another building on that lot needs to have an educational space as well as a co-working space. So I want a place where artists can come if they're interested in working in production on either side of the camera or either side of the stage. They have a place to come. And that's my hope in the next 5 to 10 years,
well,
once I get myself going.
Hope's not a marketing strategy.
Hope is not a
that's
marketing
your
strategy.
plan.
Yes,
that's plan. We don't hope. But I'm gonna tell you this. Do you see how everything I'm telling you to build in the digital world will lead up to that sooner rather than later?
Yes, absolutely. It provides the foundation.
It provides the foundation, the funding. I tell people you can't ascend without people being. A leader without followers is just a man out for a walk. So when you don't have anybody following you, when you don't have anybody imitating you, mimicking you, being a brand zealot, sharing your information, things tend to fall flat. But when you have people to carry your torch, when you have people to and donate and do the work, and then the knowledge, because you're in a sisterhood of women who are experts at real estate, experts at commercial funding, experts at grants, experts at all that startup capital you're going to need. Build some that you say 5 years, I say that pocket. If you leverage other people's resources, it may be 2 years. And that's the benefit of being in a community that's money-minded, that's resource-driven, resource-oriented. It just makes a big difference in your ability to execute big plans. It really does.
I appreciate that, because I mean, as you know, I
hold back.
You're talking about Albany,
Georgia. Oh, you talking about Albany, Georgia? We found 40 and 50 acres of land right outside Atlanta for $800,000, $900,000. And that's a no-brainer when you're talking about commercial property. And when you can show the lender how you're gonna turn around and be able to reuse that, That's nothing. So, and then we got people to help with the business credit, the personal credit. So, just being in this community, to me, it just opens up so many doors to being able to achieve your dreams.
Yes,
absolutely. But I'm biased.
No, that is absolutely true. Like, as you said, to be in the community of women, like-minded women who are money focused, and women that can holding me accountable to what I said I want to happen. Like, no, Drea, you said you need this to happen, so you need to be doing A, B, C, and D. Where are those steps? So I love being a part of this community where we can be candid. When we have our nightly Zoom calls and you say, hey, you can turn that camera on, you and your bonnet, let's talk. What's really going on. So I really appreciate that space, that honest space that I can just be exactly who I am without the makeup, without all of this. And let's talk. Let's make something happen, because you can. You're worth it. And I'm worth it.
So. Very much so. And sometimes, like I said, you just need somebody to affirm that.
And you have.
Tell them where to if they have questions or if they want to support. I can't wait for the new film. I think we should do some watch parties, do some live events, girl. I'm gonna act like I'm in the movie, okay? Can I get a cameo? Is it too late? It's too late for me to get a cameo. There's a walkthrough like Stephen King does. But tell them where to find you. And guys, again, if you're interested in getting on the Launchpad so that we can help you build the plan, your hopes, dreams, money, future, whatever you want to call it, make sure you go to bit.ly/launchready2022.
And for me, yes, so you see dreamofdrea.com. And in fact, I created a document that you can receive if you were to join my mailing list. I'm giving you something that helps you experience enjoyment. When I was in New York in my conservatory training and my graduate studies, it was required reading for all artists to read a book called The Psychology of Flow. So I took some steps from that book and broke it down to the mathematics of enjoyment, because you have to have enjoyment before you enter flow. It's like that scene in Soul that Jamie Foxx character experiences so much enjoyment playing the piano that he loses track of time. So I'm sharing with you some steps or the mathematics of how to enjoy an activity. It doesn't have to be related to arts, it can be anything, but how to enjoy an activity. And I'm giving that document to you as you come into my community. And again, that website is www.dreamofdrea.com. That's DREAMOFDREA, because you cannot have a dream without a Drea.
You heard it here first, y'all. So when she's walking on stage, getting that Golden Globe, Oscar, Emmy, Tony, what do they call it?
All of that.
ERCOT. Is it a
EGOT?
Is EGOT? Okay.
Yes.
When she's getting that EGOT, you're gonna be like, isn't that fun, Coach Klein? Yes, because I expect greatness from all of you. So don't miss your opportunity. Don't try to wait until the time is perfect. Don't try to until your money is just right. Get out as you're leaving time, money, and opportunity on the table. Don't miss out. All right, love you guys. Have a great morning.